on a Wednesday coffee chat. It is 9 o'clock in the morning, and I just wanted to come at you from the kitchen. Oh, I've got my coffee. I made it this morning. It is a vanilla blended, I don't know, would you call it a frappuccino? Maybe. I just took some vanilla coffee and mixed it with some ice, and so here it is. This is me in the morning. That's what I'm having this morning. So I did just make it, and I'm in the kitchen, which is where I usually start my mornings, mostly because I have to clean up after every person in the house that has gone through here like a whirling dervish. And if you have seen my Instagram stories this week, you will see my son, my oldest son, and how we are kind of in this honeymoon phase where it was really cute and sweet that I was picking up after him, and now it's not really so cute and sweet anymore. And so we're working on reintegration into our family after having lived on his own for this past year. But today's post that is live on the blog today is about how to pick the perfect watermelon. And I thought, what better place to cut and show you this watermelon that I just selected yesterday. So I actually did that post, or wrote that post a couple of weeks ago. Just kind of how it rolls in my head is that I have to write ahead of time so that I can work things out better. But anyway, I thought I would cut open this watermelon, show you how I picked it, and we'll look at it inside. But I will tell you, with my tips on how to pick the perfect watermelon, I have not failed one time. I've been doing those for like a year. I wanted to make sure I could like test them and make sure. And I will tell you that they only work on large watermelons, not on those little baby ones. I don't really have any great tips for picking those baby ones, other than you want to make sure it's firm. That's usually what I do. But this guy, I'm going to show you once I cut him open. But yesterday was my husband and I's 19th wedding anniversary, and then you can see the flowers behind me. Right over there. I actually picked those up at the roadside stand that I love for $5. The lady, there's a lady who has them, and it's kind of hit or miss when you kind of drive by her house. And I've driven past her house probably, I don't know, 20 times this summer so far waiting for flowers. And today, and yesterday was the first day that I was able to happen upon some. So it's a mix of peonies and some irises and some calla lilies, and so for $5 you can't beat it. And those guys will last for probably about 3 weeks, mostly because I'll take out the peonies that die and add my peonies from my things, and so I'll just take out the stuff. And so I actually have a post about it. I linked to it on Monday. If you go back to the post about how to make your market fresh flowers, or your market flowers last longer. And so, like I said, this bunch of flowers that I picked up is going to last for about 3 weeks. So, but I'm loving the peonies right now. I think they are fabulous, and I'm having the best time with cutting them out of my garden and my yard. And so ours are a little late this year because I think we had so much rain, and so they're blooming a little later this year. So kind of crazy. I also have a batch of my lemon pistachios. I think I talked about them last week, the lemon pucker pistachios that I've been making. We are going through them like it's nobody's business. And so I'm just marinating some right now in some lemon. I just squeezed some while I was making my coffee this morning. Squeezed some lemon juice and then put them on top of some pistachios. And they'll sit there until I'm done here. And then I'll pop them in the oven for about 20 minutes on about 250 and cook them. But it's just, you know, when you suck on the pistachio, then you've got the lemon flavor, and our family just loves them. We eat them like crazy. And by our family, I mean my daughter and I, and my youngest son. We pretty much go through them. But my oldest son is allergic to nuts, and so anyway, he doesn't usually go through that. So yesterday when my husband had, it was our anniversary, he took the day off, and so we spent the whole day at the beach yesterday, which was really nice. Just the two of us. We can do that because we've got older kids who are still in school, and the oldest is working, and so it's kind of fun. So you moms with young kids, it's coming. You'll have a chance to enjoy that one-on-one time, but it was a lot of fun to be able to spend that day with him at the beach. But it made me think about the books that I'm reading, and so this is the one I started digging into. Do you see it? Hillbilly Elegy. I have heard so many great things about this book, and my husband actually read the back cover, and he was like, tell me how it is, because I want to read it too. And so I've been on the wait list for a while to get this. I'm busting through it pretty quickly. It reminds me a lot of my some of the things in my upbringing in Indiana. He talks about things that are just kind of Appalachia specific, but it's I don't know, maybe I knew a lot of people from Appalachia, I guess. I don't know that we're hillbillies, but he talks about calling people his grandma, Mama, or Mima. I heard both of those, Mama and Mima, when I just spit. When I was growing up. Not that I called any of my grandparents that, but that's what they called them. And then Papa, and Papa is what my dad gets called by my kids. And so it's interesting that he says that's a very hillbilly term from Appalachia. And so anyway, it's just a kind of a memoir. He's 30-something writing this book, and so it's not much of a memoir, but it's about his memories of growing up in the culture in Appalachia. And I've heard a ton of great things about it. So, so far so good. I really like it. I also picked up this book because you can't go wrong with Leanne Moriarty books. I just really like all of her books. These are fabulous beach reads, and so I'm hoping I'll just bust through that Hillbilly Elegy really fast and then get to read this one. I think this one is more of a like a mystery. Truly Madly Guilty is what it's called, but you can't go wrong with Her Husband's Secret or Big Little Lies either. So if you're looking for a beach read, that's a great one. Any of her titles are fabulous. I also got this book at a garage sale. You can still see it. I think I paid 50 cents for it though. The Little House Traveler, because I loved Little House on the Prairie so much when I was a kid, that I picked this one up and I thought it would be great. I never read any of the Laura Ingalls Wilder books. Like, I actually just watched the show, and so now I kind of, as an adult, regret that a little bit, and so I'm excited to dig into that one a little bit. And then I also have this, which is new. Illustrated Faith just came out with a planner, and so if you are a planner person, I'm trying to get into it, but I don't know that I just don't know that I'm there. I've gotten really used to using my phone now, and it's so convenient that I have a hard time doing the planner thing. But I do usually have something sitting out in front of me, and so it's kind of a really cool planner that they have. So if you're a planner person, Dayspring just released these, and they've got really cool pages in here that have beautiful illustrations, and then they have an open year like this, or open month like this, and then each week. And so this is actually the kind of planner I used to look for when I was looking for planners to use. And I used them up until a couple years ago, but then it just got to be easier to use my phone because I had it with me everywhere instead of carrying my planner with me. But beautiful illustrations, beautiful pages, lots of space. It's just a beautiful planner. And so if you're looking for planners, I think their actually hard releases is today or sometime this week. I'll try to put the link up on this Illustrated Faith. You can buy it on Dayspring, and so it's just a beautiful book, and it's got lots of I didn't even know it had stickers in the back. So it's got stickers and things like that in the back too. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, so let's dig into this watermelon. Okay, why did I pick this watermelon? Now, I'm going to try to pull this back so you can see this. Okay, I loved Little House on the Prairie too. We were kindred spirits in that. I used to watch it every summer, and I don't know if it was just on every summer at the same time, but I absolutely loved it. So anyway, I wish I could get my kids into it, and they just really couldn't get into it. But okay, so how I selected this watermelon. I picked this one up at Costco, and it was probably more expensive than I wanted to pay, but we are going through about 2 of these a week. We just finished one yesterday. Like, I literally cut into it and we finished it in that day. So our family just eats on watermelon like it's nobody's business. So the way that I select a watermelon when I go in, this one was in Costco. You know, they've got them in the big old, they're just all thrown in together and you don't know. And so when I go over, I'm seeing all these people thumping on them. I used to thump. I used to be a thumper. Are you a thumper? I learned you don't thump anymore. Now, you do want to hear that hollow sound. Can you hear that kind of hollow sound? You do kind of want to hear that hollow sound, but you're not thumping anymore. What you're looking for is this yellow spot that's on the bottom. See how that's like a creamy yellow? You don't want it to be white. You want it to be like this creamy yellow spot that's on the bottom, because this is where it grew. And you want it to be bigger because you want it to know that it laid right here and it grew into this big watermelon on that spot right there, okay? So you want to make sure that it's this creamy, buttery yellow spot. Okay, the other thing you're looking for are all of these veins and lines. This one is so heavy, which is another tip. When you pick it up, it should be heavier than it should look, okay? So your watermelon should actually feel heavier than it looks, and so you want it to be really dense watermelon. This has lines and veining all over it. Like, here's another line and vein. Here's all these here. They've got just tons of these. This is where the bee came around and pollinated your watermelon. So when it came over and pollinated the flower, I mean, this one's got a ton of them. And they're fabulous. And my husband yesterday, when I told him about this one, I'm like, I'm so excited about cutting into this one because it's got so much of the vein in. And he said, I thought that was bad. I thought that was where it was bad and starting to split. It's not. It's perfect. You've got tons of this where it's going to be sweet and juicy and delicious. And so you want that veining, you want that scarring on your watermelon, and you want that buttery yellow spot. And like I said, I have not steered wrong at all in the like probably more than a year since I've been using kind of some of these tips for picking a watermelon. And like I said, you want it to be a little heavier too than, oh yeah, this is perfect, you guys. Okay, it's the perfect watermelon. Look how yummy and pink this is. There's nothing that's like mealy about it or anything like that. It's just perfect, and it smells really good. And so I think for sure, let me see if I can cut a piece out where it's not going to be super, like, I messed up everything. Yeah, I mean, this is the perfect watermelon. So, when you go pick your watermelon, you want it to have those veins on it. You want it to have that creamy yellow spot, okay? Next time you go pick them out, you're going to hear me out there telling you. And actually, yes, Jacqueline, I have heard about the round ones being male or female, and I just don't waste a lot of time with that, just because I don't really know the difference. But I haven't been steered wrong because I think the male ones are longer and the female are a little shorter and squattier. Again, I just pick what looks good in the batch, and I try to pick a biggish one because most of them aren't by the pound anymore. At least in our area, it seems like most of them are. Like this one was $6.99, which is kind of expensive. I like them more around the $4.99 range. But like I said, we eat these. It's fruit. It's good for you. I could be spending a whole lot more money on something that's not super great, but that's what I'm looking for. And I think you guys will have a perfect watermelon. So you have to tell me when you go to the store next if these tricks worked for you. So let me know. Tag me on Instagram or on Facebook or Twitter or wherever, and let me know what you're up to this summer, and if these tips for picking your perfect watermelon are working for you, because I think that they will, and you're gonna be so happy that you learned these, because you've got all summer to use these tips while you're at the grocery store. Okay, I think we covered a lot of ground today. I'm so glad that you joined me, and I am excited about the rest of this day. Tune in next week. We'll do another Facebook Live. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you want to hear, or if you had anything that kind of struck a chord with what we talked about. I'd love to hear more from you. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.